Boeing blames competitors for Starliner return delay. Now, NASA just wants Starliner to undock from the space station. Hey, I'm Lucas. Welcome to the SpaceX community. Let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back. Many of you have been asking for an update on when Boeing will finally return their astronauts back to Earth, and what's really happening with the Starliner. Here's the latest update on the Starliner spacecraft. So, the Boeing Starliner, poised to become one of the primary vehicles ferrying astronauts to space, recently conducted a significant in-space test on Saturday, July 27, 2024. This test is a precursor to a comprehensive review by NASA to evaluate the spacecraft's readiness for its upcoming mission involving NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams. If everything proceeds as planned, this mission is set to take place in August 2024. Engineers carried out tests on Starliner's reaction control system, RCS thrusters, which are critical for the spacecraft's maneuverability and safe re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. According to NASA officials, the data collected from these test firings will be meticulously analyzed over the next few days as part of a broader study aimed at ensuring the spacecraft's readiness. These efforts are directed towards the upcoming Agency Readiness Review, a crucial step before the final go-ahead is given for the astronauts' mission. Starliner faced multiple challenges during its debut astronaut docking mission with the International Space Station, ISS, on June 6, 2024. By the way, let me just introduce our today's sponsor, Fume. Well, I recently stumbled upon something that's quite interesting. It's a neat little award-winning flavored air device called Fume. Now, if you're thinking, flavored air? What's that all about? Stick around because it's not what you might expect. It's a sleek, high-quality gadget that you can carry around and use anywhere. And when I say anywhere, I mean it. There's no vapor, no batteries, and best of all, no nicotine. Now, I have to admit, I've had my fair share of trying to ditch some not-so-great habits. Imagine always having that urge to reach for something out of habit. Fume fits right into that scenario. It gives you something satisfying to hold on to and even fidget with. Seriously, the magnets and clicks on this thing are pretty fun to mess around with. Okay, let's talk flavors. Fume offers some awesome choices, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. They're closer to herbal teas than anything else, so you get this smooth, enjoyable experience. I tried the crisp mint myself, and honestly, it's a refreshing change. So if you're interested and want to give it a try, here's something special. Fume has served over 300,000 customers already, and you could be next. For a limited time, you can use my code SpaceX community to get a free Fume base when you order the Journey Pack. Just head over to tryfume.com and use code SpaceX community, or scan the QR code you see on the screen right now. Get started with your own Fume and join this new wave of flavored air. Although the spacecraft eventually docked successfully, the mission encountered delays due to helium leaks and malfunctions in 5 thrusters. These issues underscore the importance of the ongoing tests and evaluations. Starliner is rated to leave the ISS in case of an emergency, but before a standard departure is attempted by astronauts, engineers are dedicated to diagnosing and rectifying the issues encountered during the previous mission. I don't know if you people remember this or not. Boeing's CEO, Dave Calhoun, attributed the Starliner project's failure to the government's fixed-price contract rather than any shortcomings on Boeing's part. "We have a couple of fixed-price development programs we have to just finish and never do them again," Calhoun said at the Bernstein Strategic Decisions Conference, an investment conference in New York. "That fixed-price development world has to stop. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work for us. And it doesn't work for our customers, in my not-so-humble opinion." Now they are saying that understanding the root causes of these malfunctions is critical for the success of Starliner 1, the next planned mission. This mission, initially expected to take place in early winter, has now been delayed to August 2025. This extension will provide NASA and Boeing with the necessary time to implement modifications and improvements based on the findings from the new tests. The Starliner's current mission, known as the Crew Flight Test, CFT, initially intended to last 10 days, has now stretched to nearly 55 days. This extended duration has been supported by a reserve of supplies already present on the ISS. The mission's developmental nature means there was always an element of uncertainty regarding the timeline, a fact both NASA and Boeing emphasized before the mission commenced. In a blog post, Boeing officials detailed the recent RCS test, which involved firing the thrusters in brief bursts, some lasting up to 1.2 seconds. The RCS system, consisting of 28 thrusters, had one thruster removed from testing, as it was deemed unfit for the return to Earth. The test results showed that each functioning thruster performed within the expected range, with peak thrusts between 97% and 102%. Moreover, the helium system remained stable throughout the test. Astronauts Wilmore and Williams did not directly control the thrusters, but provided real-time observations to ground control. Both astronauts bring extensive experience to this mission, having served as U.S. Navy test pilots and participated in numerous developmental aerospace programs. Recent ground tests on the thrusters revealed the underlying issues with CFT's RCS. It was discovered that repeated firings of the RCS thrusters, especially when used in conjunction with the Orbital Maneuvering and Control System (OMAC) thrusters, caused the doghouses or insulated bays housing the RCS thrusters to heat up excessively. This overheating led to the shedding of Teflon insulation from the thruster seals. NASA and Boeing clarified that this specific issue could not have been identified through ground testing alone, highlighting the importance of real-world flight data in uncovering and addressing such problems. The Starliner is one of two systems funded by NASA to transport astronauts to the ISS, the other being SpaceX's Crew Dragon. Crew Dragon first flew a crewed test mission in 2020, building on the design of SpaceX's Cargo Dragon ISS vehicle. Since then, Crew Dragon has completed 11 ISS missions, including 8 six-month missions for NASA and 3 week-long missions for Axiom Space. The next mission, Crew 9, is scheduled for launch no earlier than August 18, 2024. NASA has indicated that Starliner should return to Earth before this launch. The upcoming readiness review will be a critical milestone in determining the Starliner's preparedness for future missions. This comprehensive evaluation will encompass the results from the recent RCS thruster tests and other diagnostic studies. NASA and Boeing are working closely to identify and implement solutions to the issues discovered during the crew flight test. These solutions may involve design modifications or changes in operational procedures, such as how astronauts fire the thrusters. Steve Stitch, NASA's Commercial Crew Program Manager, emphasized the need for thorough testing and modifications to ensure the spacecraft's reliability and safety. The delay in the Starliner 1 mission provides the necessary time for these adjustments, ensuring that the spacecraft will be ready for its extended 6-month stay on the ISS in 2025. Thanks for watching today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for another great video tomorrow.